this is a little different. Hello friends, Steve Dangle here. I'm here in the Blue Room where I usually talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs, but we got on a different jersey today because I was in Jomboy Media's warehouse games for floorball. I'm sitting here debating whether or not I should even explain what Jomboy Media is, because I assume a lot of you already know. They are enormous in the world of sports, podcasting, YouTube, big on baseball. You've definitely seen at least one of Jomboy's reactions where he's doing like lip reading or a breakdown of a play in baseball. We're huge fans of the content that Jomboy Media makes at SDPN. And if you're used to watching Jomboy Media and you don't know what SDPN is, how dare you? 10 years ago, we started the SDP, that's the Steve Dangle podcast, talking about hockey, myself and Adam Weil. A year later, Jesse Blake arrived as our producer. Fast forward a few years and now we have SDPN, which is our own podcast network where we are all co-CEOs. In fact, Jesse Blake also got to play at the floorball tournament, but we were on separate teams. You see, at floorball and blitzball and all the other warehouse games that they have with Jomboy Media, there are franchises. And I was selected for McFlurry Power. McFlurry Power's captain is Kyle McDonald. He used to be a prospect with the New York Yankees. Also on the team was Nick Bowens from the Hockey Collective. He's sick. And Chelsea Dinnan, who is every bit as sick, Dream Hockey on Instagram. Before we get into breaking down the first game that we were part of, I just wanted to say, when we first learned about this tournament, when I first learned who was on my team, I already knew I was out of my depth. Kyle's huge. He's used to being a goalie in this tournament. He knows what he's doing. Nick Bowens from the Hockey Collective. He's got ridiculous hands, ridiculous motor. You go to his Instagram, you know he can play hockey. Chelsea Dinnan does those crazy trick videos where she's throwing sticks up and flipping them and catching them and doing all sorts of stuff, and I can't do any of that. And then there's me, 35, overweight and with chronic back problems. We arrive at the warehouse for the warehouse games, and I'm going around the room and I'm talking to some folks, and I discover I'm the oldest player there. Kaner, who was on team Hook, Line, Sinker, he actually trained with Joseph Woll. Did you know that? He was the only older player, but he was a goalie, so I was the oldest position player there. That was okay to me because I knew who my teammates were, and I was like, I will play defense. And by the way, who was our first game against? We got Ice. We Got Ice, super fun sports channel. They actually just recently got over 200,000 subscribers. Zoe Demalia from We Got Ice was playing up front. Jack Doyle was in net and he had tremendous style. And then they had two new players, and each of them were incredible. First of all, they had DZ, and if you're a hockey fan, you probably know who he is. He's from the big and wonderful Bar Down crew they have at TSN. And then there's Reagan Rust, who I'm still genuinely terrified of, and she is a former professional women's hockey player who is a ridiculous athlete. Let the games begin, but before the games begin, the shootout. Jomboy had the brilliant idea with this year's edition of Floorball to have the shootout at the beginning of the game instead of at the end, and the winner of the shootout got a 30-second power play to start the game. It ended up that none of us scored. Zoe did put the ball in the net, but it was called back because he had gone backwards with it. No goal. Each team got to their third shooter. Obviously, I went last, so I got Jack to bite a little bit, but I ended up missing wide. DZ ended up missing two, so we got an opening face-off, which was a rarity. I think it might have been the only one in the tournament, maybe one or two. Now, let the game begin! You can kind of tell from the first minute or so of gameplay that we're all trying to feel each other out. Sort of. It's mostly our team, McFlurry Power, is trying to feel out We Got Ice, and We Got Ice is just bringing it. They are coming at us. I was just like, don't screw up, be efficient with your movements, don't take any penalties, play defense, cut off some passes. I managed to do a little bit of that, and then I even stripped the ball and just happened to put it off the boards and up the floor. Nick Bowens grabs it and...
Her favorite spot to play hockey in, Stockholm. Recently retired as a pro hockey player. Here comes Bowens, and he scores! Nick Bowens! 44 seconds, beats Doyle, backhanded, quite the celebration.
They're stirring the pot here.
Is that a Canadian thing?
I have no idea. I think they're
making Canada.
making some poutine over there.
Let's go! 1-0 McFlurry Power! Power. We decided before the tournament began that our goal celebration was going to be doing this, and no one knew what it was at first. But it's a McFlurry machine. That's what we're doing. We're stirring the McFlurry. Clever. We all thought it was clever. So with an early 1-0 lead, we were feeling pretty good about ourselves. Obviously, we knew the game wasn't done. Heading into the tournament, Jimmy told us, John Boy told us, he warned us, you're going to be surprised how competitive this gets. And he wasn't wrong. Case in point, shortly after that goal, the ball goes into the corner. Me and DZ both make a beeline for it. Both of us run out of space and crash into the boards, basically knocking them off. You can see that both of us assumed that play has stopped. We're checking on each other. Hey, are you okay? Are you okay? But play was continuing and people are yelling at us, get the ball! There was a lot of running, a lot of bumping. It's heavy impact on like your knees and ankles and stuff on that floor, which actually has a little bit of give and some accidental slashes on the way, going both ways, to be very fair. And Chelsea, who had absolutely ridiculous hands, took a nasty fall before the end of the first. She was covering her hand, and she said it was okay, but like her knuckle was purple and big. It was like the same color as our jerseys. So we head in to a 4-minute intermission. The periods were 5 minutes each. You run around, 4-minute intermission, 3 periods. You can see during the intermission when they're trying to interview the players, I was breathing out of my buttocks. Right away, We Got Ice comes out swinging. Reagan Rust right off the post.
3% one, I get that one.
Oh, wait! Did that hit the back of the net or no? That was a post?
That's the post, right post.
Wow.
They're still coming at us. I had a block because that was basically all I was good for. And then we get the first Pavel play. Now, you might ask yourself, what the heck is the Pavel play? The Pavel play is simple. Remember I told you that the commentary team was Chris Rose and Pavel Barber? Well, Pavel was actually working double duty because once a game in the first or second period, not in the third, you were allowed to go behind your net, wave a stick, and that meant that it was time for the Pavel play, where Pavel Barber would join your team. You would have a 4-on-3 advantage and have the advantage of having Pavel Barber on your team. I think watching me just try to stay out of Pavel's way is hilarious because I knew I wasn't going to be helpful. Just let him have the ball. Get him the ball. Hopefully he keeps the ball until he puts it in the net. And then this.
Pavel with 25 seconds left on the power play. Oh, look at him. Look at him. Stop, spin, knocked away, spinning in the corner. Back out to Barber. Oh, he scores! There it is! Yes! Woo!
Let's go, boys!
Eat off it!
Let's go!
Stir the McFlurry! Get that McFlurry going! Stir that thing!
Oh, that's what you were doing. Nice job, boys.
Rosie thought we had no plan.
I thought they weren't going to use me, so I had to yell at them to get me in the game.
That was freaking awesome!
Before they brought you in, Nick Bowen said, we don't need you. What do you think you just showed?
That really hurt my feelings, and that's really what sparked me to score that goal, so he won't say that again.
No, he won't, Rosie.
Pavel Barber rips the thing, and it's 2-0 McFlurry power. So even though we have the 2-0 lead, there's not a lot between our teams. Like, this is even. This is tight. We Got Ice knows that, but they feel the momentum coming over to us. We got a 2-0 lead here. So they wave the flag for their own Pavel play. It means they have a 4-on-3 advantage against us, and one of their players is Pavel Barber. So for the next 30 seconds, you can see me flopping around like a fish that just got caught and thrown on the dock. Pavel immediately hit the goalpost.
So we'll start it off. Here comes Pavel. Oh, shot on. Oh, just hits the post.
And even though the Pavel play was over, you can only play with fire for so long before it's gonna burn you. Reagan Rust.
I thought I had it.
Yeah. DZ over to Rust. Rust from the point. And they have their goal. Reagan Rust. She says she's a grinder. Not true. She's a goal scorer.
Oh my God. I mean, what do you do? What do you do to stop that shot? She's even formidable in the celebration. So yes, we scored on our Pavel play, but the momentum was quickly swinging over to We Got Ice. They got a bunch of chances, and then they finally cracked the code and got a goal. We needed something special, and Chelsea delivered.
It tapped away. Nice D. Swings it on over to Chelsea. Nice
Another.
move.
Oh, Chelsea!
Wow, a goal by Chelsea Dinnan.
Are you kidding me?
And look at this. We're throwing shoes, hats, signs, extra Chipotle lunch.
I'll throw something.
What do you, oh my God, you
At
hit
Nick
it.
Bowens.
Oh, wow.
Said he didn't need me, so.
Chelsea, welcome to the family. That was impressive.
Nothing but toe drags for Chelsea.
What
Five-hole rip.
What a wonderful moment for her. I was talking to her right before the game. She really loves the energy here. She appreciates it. But she is the one person who really didn't know anybody when she got here. But don't worry, you have officially indoctrinated yourself into the McFlurry Power family.
They will know your name by the end of this tournament. She's had like 6 toe drags.
Chelsea frickin' Denon throws the dangles on Zoe and wires the thing past Jack Doyle. We have the 2-goal lead restored. 3-1 McFlurry Power. My favorite part of this goal is you can see my just completely shocked reaction to it. But also, and you won't see this very often, there's a play where just Nick and I are doing absolutely nothing. Like, Nick was usually like up in the play and a flurry in the play. Like, we're both just, we're chilling. We're chilling. We didn't know this move was coming. We didn't know the shot was coming. I don't know what we thought was going to happen, but it wasn't that. A ridiculous goal. Now we're up 3-1. Let's head into intermission with that 2-goal lead. Except we can't. There was something about the way We Got Ice was playing. Like, they just wouldn't be denied. They break through us. 2 of them attack. Zoe has the ball and Reagan is just charging the net. I did my best to get in the way of the shot or maybe the rebound, but I think all I did was get in the way of Kyle's vision and make it harder to stop.
Zoe trying to clear it. Under 20 to go. Oh, and he's on the move. And he scores! Zoe! Oh!
That's how we head into intermission, and I just want to show you this clip of me before the 3rd period. Look at me looking like an athlete. Ooh, that's a tough look. What happened shortly after, I can't even describe. I'm just gonna show you.
Oh, good move by Zoe. And he almost took out K-Mac in the process. Zoe having a little trouble with his footing. He looks a little banged up. Keep your eye on Zoe.
Time out. He's injured.
Oh, he is calling for a timeout.
They have no subs.
Oh, no.
I don't know what you do here. He's just going to run it off?
Well, let's see. Kelsey Winger trying to chase him down, which shouldn't be a problem.
You doing okay?
Yeah.
What'd you hurt?
I landed on K-Mac's knee.
Landed on K-Mac's knee. Do you need another break?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
He's good. Landed on K-Mac's knee.
Why don't we ask K-Mac if he even
Interesting.
felt it? You know, just because...
Yeah. Usually when I'm injured, I run like that too.
Okay, so a lot happened there. Zoe has the ball. He comes in, swoops past Chelsea. He probably wants revenge for that goal in the second, right? He cuts to the middle. I'm there, but I am not going to be there fast enough. He crashes. He pulls the ball to his forehand, but he lost it. If he didn't lose it, that ball is going in. It's a tied game. But while he's losing the ball, I have also lost it because I wasn't expecting him to lose the ball. I do my best to track it, but while I'm tracking it, I'm falling, and I'm just trying to get any piece of this ball because if I don't, DZ's got to tap in. I luckily get enough of it to sweep the ball away. DZ isn't able to get the shot off, and Nick is able to help clear it the rest of the way. Now, you can drop to one knee to block a ball. You cannot get down on, basically you can't leave both feet. And you can see after the play, Ref Dan, who is a star at this event, talk to me about it and basically be like, that should probably be a penalty. I think he was lenient because I didn't do it on purpose. I wasn't like, okay, I'm gonna drop down on the floor. Don't worry guys, I got it! Like, it wasn't an intentional block. It wasn't even a block. I fell. I just fell over. In the meantime, Zoe crashed into K-Mac. I didn't even see that happen. They're both on the floor. Zoe's limping around after. He hurt himself by falling on K-Mac. I just look back at K-Mac like, oh, look at this. Look at this. Like, we know that we very narrowly escaped that situation. We Got Ice has a golden chance.
She gets the ball from Zoe. Under 4 to go. Oh, and just off of K-Mac. Did that go off of K-Mac or somebody else?
I thought it did. He's ruling it went off the post or side of the net, I believe, so it'll be McFlurry ball.
Interesting. Okay. Hard to tell from our angle.
It is hard to tell.
Save and a crossbar. Nick has a chance to put us back up by 2 again. Reagan robs him.
Brings it around. Approaching the 3-minute mark. Oh, Bowens had a clear shot, but Rush
Reagan
knocks it away.
saved a goal there, I think. Great defensive play, and it'll be their ball, apparently off Bowen's last.
Under 2 minutes to go. we got ice. They're already talking strategy, when they're going to pull the goalie, if they have to, and they might not have to unless...
Bowens collects it. Oh, turnover, Russ. K-Mac turns it away.
Oh, they hit the post again. Honestly, if you had to rank our players in this game, like Nick, K-Mac, and Chelsea are up here, then it's like the goalposts and then me. With very little time left on the clock, they pulled Jack, and by the way, the way you pull a goalie in this tournament is the goalie just goes behind the net and grabs a stick and joins the play, pads on and all.
And that will do it. McFlurry Power hangs on for the win.
So that would be it. Clock winds down, and McFlurry Power wins 3-2 in their first game at the Warehouse Games. Dude, I was absolutely gassed at the end of this. Again, oldest player there. I think I was the only player wearing compression tights just to hold my body together. This video is probably already too long. Go to the Warehouse Games YouTube channel. They explain the rules, they explain everything about this tournament, how incredible it is, the work that goes into it, and also the full games, which you can check out without my little commentary. Next game at the floorball tournament features one Jesse Blake from SDPN. His team, the Lovyas, which features TikTok sensation Nikki Cass, will be taking on the Woogas, which includes Corwin from Bar Down. He's sick. And a Leaf fan. I like that. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. McFlurry Power 1-0 at floorball. Warehouse Games.